we thought we had it down. I mean, 16 years together. I mean, 11 years married. I mean,
it wasn't an awful marriage,
yeah.
you know. It wasn't. I mean, we're living the American dream. About a year ago, my prayers changed. I quit praying for God to, you know, intervene in my marriage and to, you know, to turn my husband around. If this is his free will and he's never gonna join me on this, I just can't do this anymore. I don't have the energy, knowing that I knew better, and you know, and now I'm married, unequally yoked, and here we are this far along, and I just really talked myself into that it was okay, abandoning who I was and my morals and, you know, values, and just got to a place where I was done, absolutely done. Stood in my kitchen May 12th for 2 hours, not a tear in my eye, and was like, done, can't do this anymore.
That Friday, I had some errands to run and things to do, and basically just kind of, I mean, you can ask me, where did you go? What did you do that Friday? You know, how did you get here? I couldn't tell you. It just felt like when I was driving around, just like, you know, Jesus took the wheel and drove me straight into South Hills. You know, I just need to speak to someone. Is there anyone here that I could talk to? And she said, yeah, you know, Pastor Chris is here. And just by chance, Chris was supposed to go somewhere, but things were running late for him and he happened to be here. No one else was. So I sat with Chris, you know, Pastor Chris Harrell, for almost 3 hours. It was almost 3 hours we sat and talked.
He came home on that Friday and said, you know, I've talked to somebody, I know what I need to do, you need to give me a chance. And, you know, I just looked at him and I was furious. I said, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I was so done, I felt emotionally blackmailed. A little over a month later, we're here and we're, you know, doing the work, and we're, you know, I've put my anger down, my resentments down. Now it's more about me focusing on my relationship with God, you know, and in turn it's going to turn me back to my husband. You know, even though he got to his breaking point and like he hit his rock bottom, I had to emotionally hit my rock bottom and clean myself out so that way God can rebuild us, you know, and just start fresh. Like, you know, as he's been born again, our marriage is, you know, been born again and anew. Like, it's a new Melissa and James.
You know, I've learned to accept Christ. I've learned to share what I can with my family. You know, once her needs are met, you know, we put God first and I meet her needs, she's gonna start meeting my needs, and it's vice versa.
You know, church has been great. You know, we go to Saturday services, but small groups has touched me, you know. And we sat at a table when it was time to figure out, okay, who was gonna host. Well, in our group, you know, nobody's conveniently located around the church, and we need to use Wednesday nights for our kids so we can, you know, worship, you know, as adults. And, you know, it ended up, we're the ones that are hosting small groups. You know, I used to lay in bed and daydream about, you know, having devotionals with him and praying with him, and now he's leading devotionals with the children at night and praying with the children, and, you know, that's who I've waited for.
Just a few weeks ago, my daughter and my son, they looked at me and they said, you know, Daddy, we like the new dad, you know, and to hear that come from your kids, it's strong, you know, it's powerful.